Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the official ARK Podcast number 206. My name is Mistletoad, and I'm here live with the core team. Your host for tonight, as always, the one and only Mr. Atlas. The floor is yours, sir.
Thank you for the introduction, Mistletoad, and folks, welcome back to the ARK Daily Podcast. This is an exciting day, Thursday, May 25th, podcast 206. And we're less than 23 hours away from the ArkNet pre-seed round, folks. We're very, very excited about that. We're going to be showing you a glimpse of what the D app looks like. It's very simple. Of course, it has the great branding, attention to detail that we're accustomed to here on the ARK, as we want to make sure that everything we put forth is just top-notch. Let's go ahead and take a look at the numbers, what's happening on the ARK today. Bear with me here. There we go. All right, we're at 5,326 ARK Vault accounts. So we're still moving in the positive direction. I think we're gaining some momentum there. Liquidity on PancakeSwap is a bit lower, 318,973. We're also seeing IOC reserves also a bit down, 423,332. And today we've had a lowering in the price. We're not getting the buys in, folks. $2.20. I stated that this is the time, as we've made this plan, to take 130,000 ARK. That's a ton of pressure, folks, off of the system, burning it to the ARK Vault, and giving the investors in our community a chance to come in the journey of the ArkNet, the backbone that supports the products that we're bringing to the table here for the decentralized VPN, the cloud storage, taking advantage of zero knowledge and building the future of tomorrow, today, every single day here with this fantastic team, folks. However, we do need to make sure this is not the time to drag our feet. This is the time to take this opportunity, rally together as a community, and fight for the price that we want here on the ARK. The buys take over. I think you saw a couple of days ago what the chart can do, what the ILC is allowing the price to move up exponentially. We have a lower liquidity, more volatility. And the idea here is to push the price up together, find our floor where we get the balance happening. This is a short window that we have in place, folks. I hope you can appreciate the team is doing everything it can, but it's a effort of the whole team, the development team, and also the community. And for those of you that are coming in, that are stepping up, our MVPs, I know we know that there's only one MVP prize, the leader of the MVP board, but there's so many folks on there that I know are rallying and working hard to bring price back up where it belongs. This is our project. This is our future. We know we have so much coming. The smart money that's DCAing, shout out to you. Congratulations. That's where the money's made. When the price is down, where there's fear, this is how you double up, triple up. This is how you get your investment producing for you at the best optimized rate. Spark prize is at $654.33 ARK. Today we're going to find the 180th Spark prize winner. And we're going to turn it over to Mr. Brett Nordine. He's going to talk to us what's happening. The date, I'm going to be showing also some, I believe, screenshots of what the D app looks like. We don't want to give the URL away. We do not want to show the limits, but I'll have him explain everything to you. Hope you're doing well today, Mr. Brett Nordine.
Doing great. Yeah, we've just been spending the day. Alex has been working so hard to get the contract all hooked up to the UI, and it looks really nice, I think. He's really kept the theme that we've seen with the the mobile web app and the new styling and new design that we're going to see ultimately on the DApp. But in the meantime, Alex is wearing both hats, the designer and the coder at the same time for our UI UX. So do you have some screenshots of that? I guess I can just talk to it a little bit. He and I went through it quite a bit this morning. So
give me a second. Let me just confirm here. Hold on. I don't know. Let me.
No problem.
Actually, let's show this after we do, because I want to go over it with you as well. I want to make sure that we're showing everything we want to show, as I know this is coming in last minute. So let's go over it after we do the all aboard, and I'll be in DMs with you. Okay, thank you.
Perfect. Okay, and then I've just been working on an announcement for tomorrow. Alex is going to work to get the pre-approval available prior to the go live time, which is 3 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. UTC, and that's tomorrow. And we'll have that link available for the DApp so you can do the pre-approval. I'm not sure exactly when we'll have that available for pre-approval. It could be sometime later today, or it could be tomorrow morning. I don't know. Just depends on us going through, finishing up our testing. Happy with all the status and the fields that are there and what's going to be reported to you as an investor that's depositing into this contract. But ultimately, it's an approval for your ArkFi to interact with the contract, and then you'll be able to make a deposit of ArkFi. We've discussed wallet caps. We will not reveal what the wallet cap is yet until tomorrow, and then that's just to prevent any kind of shenanigans or bot measures or whatever you want to call them of people trying to game the system in any way. You will have to have an ARK Vault account related to the wallet that you have. I've seen some questions about, well, if I move ARK from this wallet to that wallet, if you do transfer ARK from one wallet to another, you will have to deposit and have an account balance of 10 ARK in that new ARK Vault account, which if you have quite a bit of ARK, that might be possible to do, but I know some people may not have enough, or it just may not make sense to do the transfer because there is a 10% transfer tax. So yeah, that's about it. I will send out an announcement tomorrow. It'll have some of the same details you guys have already seen as far as date, time, the links to the DApp, and that's about it. And then the wallet caps will be on the DApp when we go live. So you'll see those. We will have error messages if you reach the cap. You can do multiple transactions. So if you haven't met your wallet cap yet and you do one transaction and then you wait and the round is still open, you can still do another deposit as long as you don't exceed the wallet cap. And then as we explained yesterday, I think the day before as well, once that ARK cap is met, so the total number of deposits is met for that round, then the round will automatically close and the next round will open seamlessly. So it'll be very fluid. So if there's some ARK remaining in that cap, and those are taken by somebody, or they've made a deposit of ArkFi and that counts towards the cap, it'll automatically move into the next round. So we'll need to be on your toes if those rounds are closing out quickly and we're moving on to the next rounds. You probably need to refresh the DApp and make sure that we're seeing the real-time statistics and being able to get involved in the next round. And then we can go through the screenshot. I'll check my DMs, Atlas, and we can go through those.
Yeah, I actually have them now. If you give me a second, I can show the examples.
Okay.
Here we go.
I do have a quick question. Is the 200 ARK daily sell limit have anything to do with transferring it into the pre-seed contract?
No.
Okay, so and also if you transfer ARK to another wallet, does that count as like a sell towards that limit?
No.
Okay, perfect. Just wasn't sure if people
Yeah,
have any issues with
transfers are totally separate.
Perfect. Thank you.
Right,
Okay, there we have a sample of the screenshot. Can you guys see that?
Kind of.
Let me see here.
Yeah.
Got two of them.
I mean,
Let me
yeah.
put the other one up too.
That's cool.
There we go. I can make it bigger. Would that help?
Oh, no
Let
problem.
me see. I think it'll help. Let me make that wider. On that
Yeah,
one.
so on the left-hand side is going to be the statistics for the current round. So it's where we're at, basically a real-time snapshot of the round and where we're at inside the round. That's what that little status bar is at the bottom. On the right side, that's what you're going to be interacting with when you do your first connect your wallet. If it's not already connected, then you'll have to approve your ArkFi. And then the next button that shows would be deposit ArkFi. And then you can select that based on the number of ArkFi. Obviously, you can't exceed how much you have in your wallet, or you can't exceed the wallet cap for that particular round. And then you'll just hit deposit, and then it will keep track of the deposit value. So let's say you deposit 10 ARK in the first round. Each one will be $5, and that would be a deposit value of $50 total. And there's no tax, there's no deposit tax or anything like that. So it's just straight up math. 1 ARK in the first round is equal to $5. So just multiply that and you'll get your total deposit value for that round. Once you reach the cap, you won't be able to deposit again, but you can deposit multiple times within a round as long as you don't exceed your wallet cap. So super simple.
Right.
I've seen some of the, he has a successful transaction pop up, and then there's an error pop up if you exceed the wallet cap. But it's a fairly straightforward, simple contract. It's not like some of the other ARK dApps that might be more complex. There's no compounding. There's nothing like that. So it's just put your tokens in, you're done. Wait till the next round, put your tokens in, you're done, and so on and so forth.
Perfect. And these are just examples.
I have
Yep.
one question. I just
Go
got
ahead.
here. Did you say how much is the cap per wallet?
We're not.
No, we didn't
gonna
say.
disclose that until tomorrow. Yeah, not till tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Can you say a ballpark figure?
Nope.
Okay.
Less than 1,000.
Okay, that's good. That's fine. All I have is 100, so that's good enough.
Yeah, we think most people have around that, Mr. Big,
Right.
around 100. I think that's generally what we're expecting from most, as we've studied what's out there. We want everyone to have an opportunity, folks, to get in. So I hope this explained it. It's very simple, right?
Mm-hmm.
As
Yeah,
Coach Brad likes to say, it's a no-brainer, very intuitive, and you'll go from one round to the next round as the previous round fills up. So there it is. We can show it a bit later, I think, as well, so that everybody gets a chance, I think, to understand how to interact.
These are the descriptions, the details of what you're going to see on the little dashboard that's on the right there. So it just explains what each of those fields really is.
Perfect. Let's go. All right. Any other questions, folks?
Yeah, one other thing on that slider, does that slide all the way to what you need? Let's say if you're going to do 100, you can slide it over to 100.
You could slide it to where the max for that round is.
Okay.
90,
whatever
90.
that max is. Okay, I get it.
Exactly.
There's only
Exactly.
4, and that's just a sample, that 4 that you're showing, right?
You got it, Sherlock. That's it. Let's go.
Even though I'm 73, I still kind of figured out every once in a while.
Oh, you're a smart one, man. You're always 10 steps ahead, and we love you for that. We love you for that.
That was, if I may.
Of course. Go right ahead, sir.
So I just want to make sure I'm on the same page. So when you go into this DApp, and you connect your wallet, it'll automatically read how much ARK you have in there. Then you can go and deposit whatever you have in there, and then there'll be another transaction per se to actually put it in there.
There's only one deposit transaction.
And then
You will have
Yeah,
to
no,
approve. Yeah, you will have to approve one time the interaction of the contract with your wallet and your ArkFi. But once that's done, then every round you won't have to reapprove.
Okay.
So it'll just be one transaction. Yep.
Make sure.
Go ahead. I think I lost him.
No, I'm done.
Oh, you're good. Okay. Thanks, Crypto Potter.
Yep.
Anyone else?
I should have an advantage over most Aussies because it's 5 a.m. here. It's going to launch.
That's a very clear advantage, my friend. You're right, because you're up early at work, so you're going to seize the day. Let's go. Let's go. Amazing. Coach Roberto, I saw you unmuted yourself.
Yeah, can you show again where? Because I couldn't really see where
Sure.
you would make the deposit or just highlight it. I didn't get to see that.
Let's bring it back up. So you would come here, right? You would connect your wallet on the right, and then it'll show you your balance. It'll show you how much you're going to be able to contribute, and you'll hit the little slider there. And according to how much ARK you have and how much you're able to put into that round, you'll go ahead and buy it. Approve it, and you're in the game. And you're going to do that for every consecutive round. So you get your positions. Does that make sense, Coach? Hello.
The top right corner where it says accounts, is that where you connect your account?
Yes, correct. And you're going to have to approve. When you hit buy, it's going to ask you approve to make this purchase, and you will say yes.
And you move the slider all the way to the right?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. And then I buy.
You'll go as far as you're able to and as far as you want to.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you.
Great questions, brother. Seize today. Carpe diem. Let's go. Who else? This is really important that we all understand it.
I got a question.
Go right ahead.
So how do you even get to this screen?
We're going to provide, when it's time, we're going to provide the link here. We're going to post it. We're going to pin it. We're going to put it in announcements so you'll know when it's time.
Great, thanks.
You won't miss it. Just stay tuned. And there's go ahead. And there's a countdown timer.
To succotash.
I'll be quiet.
Okay, who's next?
Atlas, I just wanted to ask the 4 buttons or whatever is down the bottom. It says 1 ARK, 2 ARK, 3 ARK, 4 ARK. Is that something we're supposed to click on in order to participate in each one of those rounds first? I don't. What are those buttons for? Or at the bottom?
It's a way, instead of using the slider, that you could just click on it. So you'll have either the slider, or you could just click on the button how much you want to contribute per round. So you have 2 ways to interact.
He's updated those already. This is just a placeholder, and it'll be a percentage. I think he's got it at like 25, 50, 75, 100% of the cap is what I think
Got it.
the version will be.
Okay, that makes. I was just going to say, 4 ARK. That's all I get to put in. All right, I gotcha. It's a percentage.
He did
That'll
it.
be there later. All right, and then
He's trying to disguise the wallet cap that we have.
I got it.
So I think he
okay. No, I got it.
Yeah.
Okay, now that slider bar will go all the way over, as I guess, up to the maximum cap for the wallet. Is that's how far that slider bar will go? Depending on how much we have in our wallet.
Correct, and taking into consideration what the cap is per wallet for that round.
Yeah.
Okay, I got it. So if I have 1,000 ARK, which I won't have, of course, and my wallet max for that round is only 10 ARK, let's say, I can only slide it over as far as 10. That's all it'll let me do, right?
Correctamundo.
Is that it?
Correctamundo. That's
okay,
right.
Gotcha. Thank you. Thank you, Alex.
This is what it's about. Ask the questions. Let's all understand. We don't want anyone getting caught like a deer in the headlight. Is there anyone else? Don't be shy.
Yeah, I just a quick question, Atlas. With this too, I'm assuming that you can switch through your wallets too seamlessly, or you gotta log back on. Okay, yeah. Perfect.
Oh yeah. But listen, you're gonna have to approve every wallet. Because every wallet is independent. So you must make the approval.
So there is
fast fingers.
A process to it. Yeah, you gotta have it. You're gonna have to be quick-witted and have to switch and then pre-approve the wallet and then go ahead and go back in. Yep. Gotcha.
Like back in the days in the Wild West, where it wasn't mano a mano, it was you had your holster with your gun and you had a quick fire, bam, 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 right? So
I remember when we were doing the pre-sales, man. You had to be quick. That first one went in 2 minutes. The next one went in like 8 minutes. You better have you better be on your game. That's all.
Have your B&B ready, folks, in every wallet, because that'll get you caught up, and you won't, be in a situation like, oh, I didn't check. I don't have, my B&B ready. Most people do because they're interacting. They got out of allocation, but it never hurts. Just take a minute, go through your wallets, folks. Make sure you've got enough B&B. It's going to be cheap gas, but you need to have it. So little things like that will get you into a situation that it's going to eat up the clock. Let me see if I can think of anything else. Or Coach Mistletoe, I think you wanted to add to that. Chris Dugan, any advice from the old school pre-sellers here?
If there's anyone that uses like Anchor RPC and you guys are doing like 1 to 3 GUI for lower transaction fees, it would be best in these cases not to do cheaper transaction fees because your transaction will go through slower into the contract.
That's right. Yo, that's great. Great suggestion. Thinking ahead, my friend. Very, very good idea. Put your regular RPCs. You want to be quick. Go ahead, Mr. Dugan.
I was just going to play what he did. So
let's go. The OGs, they know. So, Coach Roberto, are you using the Anchor RPC or the regular? I would think that Coach Brad knows what you're working with. He's your private 101 coach.
Just
Coach
regular.
Brad, do you know if he's using just regular?
Yeah,
okay, so Coach, you don't
regular.
Disregard that. Don't worry. You're good to go.
Don't want to confuse
maybe make sure you get with him, though, and make sure that he has enough gas in his wallet. We don't want him to I appreciate you, brother. Thank you.
And is this in the PWA that I'm looking at on the screen, or is this from MetaMask? Is this just from the DApp?
From my understanding, it's only on the DApp.
Okay, cool.
Can we confirm that?
Yeah, I don't think Crypto King's planning on doing that because it's just a temporary contract. So only Alex will make it mobile friendly through a browser, just like the DApp, and also obviously desktop.
Let's go.
Perfect. Thank you.
Alex, can I ask a question?
Of course. Welcome on board, Fergie. Good to see you, brother. Hope you're doing well. Calm, cool, and collected.
Always. I know it's simple for me. I'm just going to the 100%. The one I want to ask you, the 1 round, 2 round, 3 round,
once the first round fills, will it just automatically go straight to the second round, or do we have to wait a certain length of time?
Great question. We initially had made the contract to be automatic. However, we've changed it to be manual. Once I see it's filled up, I will execute the next round. There's a couple of reasons we thought to do it better that way. Have more control of the functions. If we need to extend, there's a couple little features there that it made more sense to just have me do it manually as the rounds go. I'll be awake. I'll be paying attention, and we're going to do it that way. Great question, brother. Because initially we had said automatic. That's a great point. Yes, sir.
Appreciate that.
Yes, sir.
Atlas?
Yes, go ahead, General.
Hey there. For anyone traveling like myself tomorrow, how long will this process take? If I need to pull off the road and get connectivity, how long will rounds 4 take, please?
All the 4 rounds?
Yeah, I mean, how long will it take to sell this out, you think?
Well, look, it's something we cannot gauge. We do have a strong idea that the first round, the $5 round, is going to go fairly quickly. We have to see how round 2, because now we're expanding the limit to more wallets, and as we go down the rounds, we're expanding more. So we give a lot of people the opportunity to get in. So it's going to be really bottom heavy. So we have to just go through the process. Maybe the first goes very fast, the second a little bit slower, maybe the third can take a day or 2. I don't know. I can't tell you exactly.
That's
it's
fine.
hard to gauge. We do know that we have around 143,000 or so ARK in wallets. However, this opportunity, to be clear, it is only for the investors, not for the team and not for advisors. So we know that we can fill this. There's enough opportunity for the folks to get in. We just have to gauge the participation. If a round is going slow and we're not seeing that there's a lot of participation, this is what we're going to do. We're going to raise those caps. This is very important that we all understand that. The idea here is to get everyone in, give everyone a chance. Maybe some people are traveling. Maybe, they're in a different time zone. It's difficult. So we do want to give them time. But once we see it's kind of gotten to the point where there's not more participation, whether that's in the third or fourth, if they don't fill out really, really quickly, then we're going to give everyone else a chance to come and contribute more. So very important. Don't think you're done and that's it and you can't do any more, and that you're out of your positions. So we all have to kind of play this as it unfolds, and we will have an opportunity to raise those limits so you're able to get in at that round that you want so much, and so forth. Does that make sense?
It does. I'll make sure I pull off the road several times then. That's great.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, David, I think those first 2 rounds anyway are going to go quick. So, yeah, you'll want to pull over in a good spot, good signal.
Got it. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it very much.
Yes, sir.
I just want to thank the team and congratulate the team. This is going to be a brand new, completely separate utility for the ArkFi token, above and beyond the the vault, the daily ROI DApp. So that's pretty amazing, and that's an accomplishment. To use the ArkFi token as a quote unquote launch pad token, and to have it built into the DApp, as I can see right now on the screen. That's quite an accomplishment. So congrats to you and Brett and the team, and thank you. I'm excited.
Thank you. Thank you, Brandon. All right. Crypto Putter, did you want to say something, sir?
Yeah, I was wondering tomorrow, because it'll be 2:00 my time, Central Time. Is there going to be a podcast or any kind of a VC or anything going on at launch in the event that there's any kind of a tech issue?
Yes, we will be here live just for that. and that's what we picked, an hour before the podcast. So it fits really the schedule, as we're all committed to being here as a team. So we will be in full force on the VC and going through the process, even through the podcast.
Good deal.
Anyone else?
Do you feel that the per wallet cap is a sufficient mechanism as an anti-bot measure for the contract to be gamed at all? You believe
Yes.
the max? Okay.
Absolutely. And not only that, but I think it goes more, Brandon, into giving everyone an opportunity. You got to remember there's so much success from the early investors that have ROI'd and then some, right? They've done extremely well. ARK has saved them, but we've got a gap. We have people that have come in the past couple of weeks that are underwater at the moment with price, and they have a small amount of ARK. Even if, there's somebody who wrote me, they got in 8 days ago. Okay. So we can't leave them behind, and we need to give them as much of an opportunity as the whales and everyone who's been just enjoying their best investment, having a great return on investment. We see an average around 100 ARK in wallets. So it's more, I think, into really giving that fair chance, so that they're also seeing an opportunity and they're able to come with us to that next level. So it all combined, I think it's the right thing to do. It's in line with our integrity and how we always want to even the playing field out for everyone. So for the whales that are very heavy in the system, they're going to get to participate in every round, but I think their participation is really going to fill up more on the bottom side, and that's okay. They've done extremely well in the system, and the investors who are not whales who came in early have done extremely well in the system. So everyone will get a chance to DCA their strategy according to when they came in, and not leaving the little guy behind.
I just would also like to highlight or provide a little bit of perspective. So we're just a few days after 6 months into the protocol here. The ArkFi was launched December 18th. So we're 6 months into it in a few days. And the context is Drip launched April 22nd, 21. And so 6 months after launch was mid to late October. And what Drip had done is it had pumped from $2 to $59, and then it had dropped more than 88%. From 59 back down to $6.84. And that was right around the end of September, I think, was when that low occurred. So pretty close to 6 months into the protocol. And the way I think of it with ARK, we obviously didn't have a price pump, but the fact that the price was pretty much dang near pegged at 571 for a solid 5 months, almost 6 solid months at that pegged price, that's equivalent, if not even more better than a pump in the price, because with a solid price like that for dang near 6 months, that allows everybody in the protocol to profit equally, So
absolutely great point there, Brandon.
Yeah.
I think we need to tell that story. It's facts. And I believe that it's a no-brainer, as Coach Brad likes to say, that we're having that experience happen. But as we bring in those utilities and we go out and the Zoom presentations, you're involved in that, we're going to see that wave. We're going to see that new audience come into ARK that is so important. And with that, I think we're going to see and experience that comeback happen. So this is the time to really DCA take the opportunity and hold. But every investor has to make their decision. But we always talk about that, Brandon. You know, past performance generally equals future performance. And to be able to look at a project like Drip and what they've been able to accomplish, which is nothing short of amazing, and understand that the ARK is built different and that we're expanding in so many different ways, and we're going to Polygon and we're getting that new audience, and we're building so much utility, true value, supporting the ILC, supporting the legacy NFT holders. Look, that's why we're so relaxed and we're so confident. We're letting everything play out, seeing the folks that are in panic and just, you know, our heart goes out to them, but we're seeing the very smart investor see the opportunity, double down, triple down, quadruple down, because they understand. They spent the time here with the team. They know the quality of the work, and they know what's coming. We are not going anywhere, folks.
That's a good point too, with respect to the future, because again, looking back at previous history with Drip, we had that low at 684, and then the next 6 months involved so much user adoption, where we went from probably pretty close to 5,000 wallets in Faucet to just over 100,000 by the top in the Drip price in January and February of 2022. So the next 6 months is also important to think about, especially considering with ArkFi, we have the whole affiliate marketing, Zoom calls, sales funnel, onboarding system that's going to be implemented very soon. And I don't have any doubts that we'll be able to go with ARK from that 5,000 number to well over 100,000 wallets. And so, the same sort of appreciation in the overall market cap and the value here could very well follow what Drip did.
Oh yeah. Oh, we're going to flip it. There's no question. And I hope that our content creators here, our leaders, are taking notes in what Brandon's just said. And if you can bring this information into your content, I think there's a great story to tell. The Medium writers, this is, nothing to be, I think, in panic about. On the contrary, it's an opportunity. And you look at tokens. I still haven't seen one token that always just goes up forever and ever. You look at Bitcoin, the rally to 17K, going back down to doing its next rally. It's the long game. This is a system that is paying out every single day. That you're getting less, okay, that's fine. Get less, but take a bigger position if you're thinking here long term. And again, I always want to give a shout out to the folks that just drop themselves into the purgatory of the 0.5% daily, which is our form of a hell. I mean, could you imagine that being at 0.5 and having to cry about it, because what they've done is they've put themselves into a situation where they can't enjoy the upside of compounding, of getting back to a 1%, of winning a Spark reward and getting to 2%. And having such an amazing position in the system, bringing more capital in. If the project, and when the project starts to really rally, we start going into that 10, 15, 20,000 wallets, they can't, use their syndicate and really thrive. They're here and they're earning, but they're just not going to be, at the optimum level that we all have the right and privilege to throughout, the long-term, life of the project. So, again, shout out to those folks. I think there was like 2 more today that I saw pop up. We get notifications here when somebody pretty much commits suicide almost, but it's purgatory. You're not really here nor there. You're just stuck at the 0.5%. So again, folks, great. I think point that you've brought up, Mr. Brandon, that is something important to show and tell, as they are facts, and we know what's happening here on the ARK. We don't want to name other projects that did have their inflection moment and weren't able to bring it back. But we always knew if you do not bring external revenue, if you're not building and creating into space and you think you're going to go on forever and ever, surrounded just by the same degens in the ROI DAP space that all they know how to do is be in the little sandbox, then my friend, you're going to fail. It's a no-brainer. You have to find an audience. You have to be able to transcend that bridge, cross over, communicate with the folks that are facing 100% inflation. So many millions of Americans living paycheck to paycheck, getting payday loans. The mobile application was built purposely for integrating them. Resistance, folks, is futile, as the Borg likes to say. Let's get this crypto, folks.
Yeah, let's get this crypto, Patty.
Oh, god damn. Oh, yeah, let's get this crypto.
Ellis, can I say something?
Yes, sir. Go right ahead.
Yeah, so sort of like piggybacking on what Brandon was just saying, in a catalyst for this pre-sale could be the catalyst for the turnaround and the rally again, and really getting this amped up and getting the user adoption. With this pre-sale, as we're depositing our tokens, I had a really interesting question. Are these tokens that are being deposited being treated as like a virtual burn? They're all going back into the vault. Now, are they going to go in as we continue through the rounds, depositing the tokens like at a gradual pace, going back into the vault? Or are you waiting until the sale's completely over? We got all the tokens now out of the wallets, and then we're going to throw it back into the vault. I was just curious on that.
I don't know how we're going to do it. If it's going to be instantly for each round, or we're going to wait till it's all done. All I really care about is that it's done at some point, and we bring them back to the vault, and that's going to create such a buffer that for us to get to a position of minting any ArkFi tokens, it's only going to happen when we're having that super, super massive growth. Well, we'll need more tokens to distribute to all that new audience that is coming in. But that has not been discussed. I can find out how we're going to do it, but I don't really see how it makes much of a difference, to be honest with you.
I just didn't know if we'd be seeing like immediate effect on the price, or you know what I mean, or on the reserves or anything.
The immediate effect on the price, you're seeing it right now before your very own eyes. We're not having those tokens sell. And this is the effect it has on price and ILC and everything. The folks have been stacking their ARK, and we're taking those ARK out of the systems. We're taking that pressure off, something that we haven't seen done before. So it's all, I think, again, the narrative, perfect timing, that as we're coming to the pre-seed of the ArkNet, we've been able to take advantage of that opportunity at a point of inflection where we've seen panic set in and we've seen the narrative play out, because people are buying into the fear and they're letting the fear be their master. And it's a sad thing to do, but we react to it. And when we create the opportunity to turn things around, to take that pressure off, to take those tokens from the wallets, bring them into the ARK vault, and you're seeing it here. The issue, which we've talked about a lot, is just that we're not seeing the buys come in, and until we see that, our price is suffering, folks. It's just a reality, self-fulfilling prophecy. So again, if you're going to be a slave to fear, then that's the mentality that some folks want to play. Then go for it. Then there's folks that are mastering the fear, and they're seeing the opportunity, and they're coming back in. And I think Brandon showed what happened in Drip, where folks were able to understand what was coming and say, "Hey, this is my opportunity." I've seen a lot of DMs, and here on the VC, especially with the smart folks that are legacy NFT holders in the secret DAO, the legacy NFT holders, they're having a party over there. Those guys are having the time of their life. Oh, thank you. I'm loading my bags. Max wallets have become at a really, really good price because they feel so comfortable. They understand the big picture. They've taken the time to ask the questions, see the quality of the work, understand this team is is powerful in their direction, in their work ethic, in their principles, and just how we operate. So many comments, look around the space. Where do you see a team like this? Where do you see a community like this? There's always going to be the degens. There's always going to be people that are slaves to fear, because we have enemies that are external folks. But I think the more dangerous enemies are the internal enemies. When your mind is attacked with fear, where you let doubt paralyze you. And instead of seeing the opportunity, you're seeing an issue. And, there's the whole theory of the glass half empty, the glass half full. Well, look, it's both. If you look at the chart, it's half empty, it's half full. The question is, what are you going to do about it? And that's really up to everyone to make their decisions. And we've been happy to see. We see the ARK stacking in the wallets. That's fantastic. But it takes more than that. It takes a community. It takes a rally. If you're going to drag your feet and you're not going to fight for your price, and then you're just going to have to sit there patiently and DCA or do nothing. There's people that are going to take that opportunity from you. This is DeFi, folks. This is decentralized. The system is built for folks to pay themselves. They will take it away from you. Let's be clear on that. We're not going to stop any wallet from selling. We're not going to change any parameters and lock people out and have folks here crying because they were betrayed by the team. That's not going to happen here. We're going to play by the rules. We're going to go the right way. We're going to work for it. We're going to fight for our price. We have so much more coming. But the community took us, not us, the community took us to that almost 6 months at a fantastic, stable price. But fear took over. So remember, there's external enemies, but the worst ones are the internal inside your own mind. Let's get this crypto.
I'd just like to add to that a bit, Atlas, because I've been thinking about that a lot, because I know that the the foundation was something that got drained as sort of a secondary, it was collateral damage basically to the price, and people panicked. Like, as you said, the fear set in and people pulled it out. But I've been thinking about it a lot, and there's more to it than that. It's, if we really want DeFi to succeed, and we want this idea of community bank or a community-led project where people are supplying the liquidity and not the Federal Reserve, not the central banks, then we're all going to have to change how we think about withdrawing money in a bank-run fashion or a panic fashion. It's a selfish act. It's taking away from the community. I understand that the price went down, but that liquidity also got drained. And now people are saying, oh, the liquidity is so low, I'm glad I got my money out. It's like, okay, well, we're not at the level of maturity to understand what we're trying to do here, and that the only way we can be truly decentralized is if everybody rows in the same direction and everybody has the same mindset. If there is a large majority of people in the community that are thinking about the price and themselves and what they could have lost when they had already gained, when they had already had the ROI in their hands or made a very, very nice profit on the foundation and enjoyed the benefits of that, we're very quick to pull that money out and take that away and further drain and hurt the chart. And now they're all looking at each other. Well, with the price chart like that, I can't tell anybody about the project, but I'm glad I got my money out. It's like, so it's the fear was the reaction, but the unfortunate side effect to all of this is going to be a CBDC. It's going to be a centralized authority, because we're obviously not in the right mindset and we haven't evolved enough to be responsible for banking ourselves, for controlling our own finances, at least a large majority. I know that there's a lot of people in the community that think completely the opposite of that. But as long as we have that extreme fear and greed that takes over, we're never going to be able to evolve and take control of our finances. And so to me, that was just a very big wake-up call of kind of where we're at in terms of the people that are involved in crypto and what the mindset might be. We've talked about the meme coins. We've talked about the 100Xs and the quick pumps and the, I'm going to wreck this project over here and take that money and I'm going to go drive it hard in that one. I'm going to rip it back out and pull it. It's like, you know, and maybe that's too idealistic at this point in sort of the evolution of cryptocurrencies and DeFi and where we are.
Yeah,
as,
it is
you know,
idealistic.
species. Yeah, but we
Yeah,
have
it is,
to
Brett.
at some point. Yeah, we have to at some point, I think, look at each other and look in the mirror also and say, what are we trying to do here? If we all believe in this decentralized finance, we have to make some sacrifices. And if there are certain bad actors or people that want to do that kind of behavior, a knee-jerk reaction, an emotion that overtakes a fundamental decision about being part of a community, then, you know, that's kind of the state of where we're at. I would like us to think about that all and take the opportunity to mature in a way and say, was that the right thing to do for DeFi? Was it the right thing to do for the community? Was it the right thing to do for the project? Whatever level that you can think on in that sense, was that $500 that you took out worth it? Was that 250? You know, whatever. You know, a lot of people probably had the minimum in the bond, but it was just that, you know, it was a domino effect that took place, and people are saying, oh, well, there's a fundamental issue with the project. There must be some kind of no. We can stop a bank run, but then we're doing, you know, no better than what the central authorities would do in that case. And I feel like that's a step backwards, which is why we have all of these mechanisms and throttles and, you know, slap the risk and, oh, bad behavior over here, so let's punish that and reward this. And, you know, that's how we've kind of come to the contracts that we have. But the foundation was this pure thing where it was hey, put your money in, you get great utilities, you can get decent returns. But do you really need that $250, or were you just pulling it because you didn't want to lose $50 or $75, whatever it might have been? You know, and it ultimately really, you know, hurt the liquidity, hurt the price. It hurt everything across the board. And I think it wasn't a significant gain that anybody got from pulling that money out. I just wanted to kind of throw that out there because I've been thinking a lot about it and how we can change the foundation going forward. I would like not to change the foundation. I love the idea of it being this liquid asset that you can put your money in, you can get some decent returns on. But if you really need it in a desperate time, or you just say, hey, I have to spend this money, or I've made some nice gains and I want to take those gains out, that's perfectly fine. But I'd rather not put a bunch of constraints or game theory into it to punish people, you know, that cause these type of panics and bank runs.
And we did the right thing too by not falling into that panic and reacting and then tying people's hands and not letting them take it out, because then we just do what everybody else did, and then you have an angry mob of people saying, hey, you broke your promise here, and you're changing your contracts out of preventing a bank run. And then we're no better than everyone that's gone before that has betrayed their investor community. And it's funny to see. I've seen even in Medium, some people making comments. Oh, the price is down. I pulled all my bond out, but now the liquidity is less. Like, are you serious? You need to take personal responsibility. You caused this, and then you want to play the blame game. You want to point fingers. You want to be the victim, when in fact you are responsible through your actions. And then the other side of that is just preventing that in an extreme manner, and it's not right. It's not fair. And then people do have the right to say, "Hey, you guys change things up." So it's unfortunate, but there are folks who have that mentality you're talking about here, Brett. And yeah, I completely agree with you. I think we have a perfect system. It's just some of the crowd, some of the people that are involved in the project, They only think about themselves. They don't have the long-term vision, and they shouldn't have gotten to the project in the first place to begin with. But I think the solution is that new audience, the education, the folks that are showing their hand and they're DCAing, the folks that are coming into ArkNet, the folks that are going to be coming to the next level with us. And we're going to continue on our path. There's nobody going to stop us. We are not sitting there concerned and looking at the chart because we know what's coming, and there's so much more coming.
I don't know about everybody else, but I'm standing up, giving you and your staff a standing ovation, Atlas. You guys are just the best.
Thank you, brother. Thank you so much.
There is no perfect system. There is no perfect system. By saying that's perfect, that's of concern, because being adaptable, being adaptive is very important. I like to hear a leader that would adapt, not saying drastically, but being willing to not say what you built is perfect. I don't like that. Number two, I'm not, it is a community effort for sure, but I would like, and I know you're going to do this, guys, and this is a positive thing, to release utility with the card is going to be great, because nobody is going to say or be able to say, as soon as you have that, the moment you have that, and I feel nobody's going to be able to say, oh, this is a Ponzi, this is just another one of those. And I think, yeah, as you would agree, the momentum of liquidity dipping and all that is a result of panic from previous projects. And by differentiating yourself with the ARK and others and say, look, this is a legit utility, it's making money, this is boom. You can't craft words cleverly to change the way you define, what a Ponzi is and all that. Boom. No, it's no longer the case. This is true. You have utility. That's the key. That's a very big differentiator. And I was surprised that you had that for so long. Would have liked to have that as earlier, but that's fine. Once it comes, that will be huge differentiator and huge utility need too. But please don't feel that it's perfect. Nothing's perfect. You feel
Yes,
ARK
sir.
is perfect, Captain?
Well, the perfect is I think, an unfair word. Nothing is perfect. There could be times where things may be perfect for the exact situation and meet all the demands. But I think what is perfect, I think, is the integrity that's shown in the contracts and sticking to what you've designed and understanding that the product is built for a different audience. It's built for the masses. It's built for folks that are looking at the foundation as a high yield savings account. We understand there's 1.4 billion adults in the world with mobile devices who are looking for a high yield savings account, and we're able to provide that. So the bigger picture, I think, trumps the fear of the people in a system that's currently 5,300 people, when we're seeing a 50, 100, 120, 150,000, 200,000 system to come, and letting the whole protocol really offer all of its function. So a lot of it's through education. And as we progress and as we make waves and as we onboard so many folks, I think that you'll find a majority of the folks through the education and having it actually make an effect in the way they operate in their everyday lives as a function, you'll see it prevail through time.
Okay, there's a lot of things there, but I don't want to hear the leadership blaming the community for the issues in the project. I don't want to hear that. You're the leader. You're responsible. The team is responsible for everything.
Nito, it's a joint effort. It can't be just the team. But I hear what you're saying. And we wouldn't have a roadmap if we thought it was done.
And
our work is
Nito,
never finished.
Real quick with what you're saying, and be careful with the tone. The team did not sell any bond. The team hasn't been selling anything since February. I personally haven't sold a single ARK. So be careful with the way you point fingers and we're taking responsibility for doing the right thing here, but it's the actions of the investors. And let's be clear about that. You can like it or you can hate it, but you better learn to love it because it's the reality and it's the truth.
Oh, I love the vision, but much of it is the execution. Value is counted in execution, not in ideas. Ideas are plenty, but absolutely. What I meant though is when I say responsibility, I'm not saying, oh, you caused a direct change in liquidity for the team. I heard what you said before, that you guys didn't sell anything. That's exquisite loyalty and commitment to excellence. Okay, and I like my tone. So, and number two, but what I meant, this is maybe not implied perfectly, is that to communicate properly enough and reach the audience properly to effectively communicate them so that people are comfortable, investors are comfortable. Never mind.
What I understood from what you said is that we're blaming the community. That's what I understood. And I think there's enough people here to interpret it. That's the way I'm interpreting it. And I don't think that you're saying it the right way. That's the way it came off. And I'm telling you, you're going about it the wrong way. If that's what you meant, I think you're completely wrong.
Atlas, can you hear me, brother?
Of course.
Hey, I just wanted to speak on something that Brett said. When you're talking about the community and stuff like that,
Juan, you there?
oh man, my service is bad. Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so when Brett was talking about the community banking and stuff like that, I think he was talking super big picture, and I think maybe Neto was looking at it upon like a snapshot of what's going on right now. And I think that's why Brett was saying, he said maybe that's a little idealistic or whatever, but we all have idealisms and things that we like to get behind. So I think when we're talking about the community, and it's like you said, there's two parts to it. There's the community and then there's the team, and we have to operate together, and we have to have understanding for each other. We have to have understanding for each other's goals. We have to kind of back each other up in the way that the team can back us up, and also in the way that the community can back the chart up, because the chart is ultimately driven by the community as long as the team isn't dumping on it. So I just think it's very important that we understand what Brett said so that we can view ArkNet and ArkFi as something that can take us forward into the future as community banking, because that is a paradigm shift, and it's going to take mentality shift to understand that as one. So I think what is asked is that as a community, we just kind of assert ourselves with what our
Juan, you're going big time in the matrix, brother. What a shame. I really like what he has to say.
Ideals are.
Juan, can you hear us? Can you hear me?
Want out of ArkNet as a system and stuff like that. So I think it's we all really think deeply upon those ideals. I can hear you now. Did I lose you?
You went big into the matrix, brother. Let's see if we can find could you find a spot?
Oh, my sir.
Let's see if it's better now.
Yeah, I'm trying. Any better?
There it is. Yes, sir, it is.
Any better?
It's better. Yes.
Anyways, in a nutshell, I think I'm asking that we really take to heart what Brett said, and we just reflect on our own ideals and our own
All right. He's fully matrixed now. Brandon, you want to go ahead?
I just wanted to shout out to DeFi Dude. I love that handle, DeFi Dude. No, but yeah, I'm saddened that I couldn't hear all of Juan's words there. But yeah, I think I think the gist of what he was saying was that really try to digest what Brett was saying and then take that and reflect upon our own actions, which is the only thing that any of us can control, right? And you know, as Coach Roberto might say, you know, play the game the way you see fit. And I could only say how I'm playing the game, which is one of patience and long-term mindset, because I know, or I firmly believe that my best opportunity to realize massive gains on my investments, especially in crypto, is to be, you know, hang on for dear life. And we are just barely getting started. I mean, I have no reason to suspect that ArkFi won't last every bit as long as, Drip has lasted and longer. There's no reason for me to doubt that. And if that's truly the case, I mean, Drip is still going. It's still strong. It's still a huge community, much bigger than our community. And so I think what we're going to see in this community and this ecosystem over the course of the next year or two is really going to, like, none of us could remember the pain of $2 Drip in May of 2021 when we pumped to $59 Drip in July of 2021. And none of us remembered the pain of $6.84 Drip in late September 21 when we were hitting $180 Drip in January of 2022. So these kinds of painful episodes are like short term. So that's what I would say as far as reflecting upon your own actions and your own sort of plan and take on how to play the game.
I have a comment too.
Go ahead, you man.
Yes.
Thank you, Brandon.
A lot of thoughts are going through, and I see Nato's point. Here, ARK has a utility. That utility is the reason why people come and invest their money for the long term, right? And then I also see some people have short mindset, you know, because of the past experience, you know, when something happens, liquidity drained, price plummeted, and then team vanished, something like that. Because of that, a bad experience when you see something, you know, oh, is it the bank run? Oh, liquidity is draining, and then they just reacted by the fear. I see ARK's point too. But when I see ARK, it is a well-designed system. As long as people are coming and putting money into it, there's a lot of like a safety net. And then, but something happens, you know, we don't expect that everything is perfect. There is no perfect thing in this life. So we expect that something happens. In that case, what team does, what community does, that matters. So team and community combined effort. So I see team stayed calm and cool collected. That's a great positive thing. They didn't react like limiting the sell or whatever the limitation against the buy and sell, something like that. That's happened to the other devs, outright devs, and then our team didn't do it at all. That's a great thing. So that's a decentralized factor. But so as long as when I see ARK system, this well designed, what it meant, there was some incident in Itaewon last year. This Itaewon is well known for tourists and also gathering place for the young, like 20s. So I think that's the Halloween week, and people are gathering, and there's no safety net. So people are bombarded, and there's no space to move around. I think over 300 young men and women, like 20s, they died because of there's no safety net. I see other RI devs, or if they are not designed carefully, you know, it happened, mass victims. But when I see ARK, it is well designed. It prevented those kind of mass victims. So this is good. And then when NATO said utility, I think that's a reason to people gather and together hang out. I think ARK is doing very well. And as soon as people are seeing actual utility, ArkNet and things like that, I think perspective will be turned around. People see, oh, this is a place I can play, hang out, and they put money into it. I think they will see, and then also foundation, is ideal. It's very ideal. And I hope when people see ARK has real utility, people will start coming back instead of putting money back out from the foundation. That's my comment.
Yeah, and you're the man. You are the man because you touched on what I was saying, right? As far as you want growth, right? Everyone wants growth. Raise your hand. Boom, I do too, and the team wants it more than me. So you need to do more outreach. I can get you a contact if you want. They could do somebody who does over 100K emails a month, okay? And you could get thousands of BSC or DeFi investors globally, and you could reach them. You could use your staff, and you could start boarding a ton of people if that's the way you want. All right, that's why I was asking about the investors, and I know you didn't want to share about that, but that's what I wanted to know. What were we looking at? And as far as utility, absolutely, that'll help differentiate us from everyone before. All the people doubting, all the doubters, and regardless of how much it's actually bringing in revenue-wise initially, I know that's a long-term play, and people will stay, just like Udaman said, 100%, that people will want to stay, or people will support the long-term vision wholeheartedly and faithfully and loyally because of the utility is materializing in front of their eyes, and they know what's coming and what's being executed and deployed beautifully. So the vision is phenomenal, And I was going to ask Brandon earlier. You said on a very nascent project, which is what ARK is, that you're wholeheartedly confident about the longevity, and I'm wondering to know how you feel, why you feel that way, and I agree. I'm just curious what your thoughts are, if you could comment.
Well, it comes down mainly to the team and do I trust them to stick around and keep grinding and making things better and developing on top of ARK and I have a lot of trust and Forex Shark has proven himself to continue to be here and not running away, not shying away from his responsibilities. And I think it's even more so that integrity and honesty and work ethic that's exhibited by the ArkFi team. Plus, there are actual plans in the works, in development, to bolster the sustainability of the ArkFi platform and ecosystem. So pairing our liquidity with ArkG, bravo! That's a real solid move towards something that's more sustainable. One of the things I've always said all along with Drip is like, that this will be, as long as, I would say this, as long as the Binance Smart Chain continues to exist, we are all good. The smart contracts will be here. But that turns out to be somewhat of a loaded statement right there. As long as the Binance Smart Chain continues to exist, I think it will, but it's on more shaky ground now at this point versus where it was 6 months or a year ago. So I don't have that same confidence. And to mitigate that sort of blockchain risk, ArkFi is making another fantastic move, in my opinion, of migrating over to the latest and greatest in blockchain technology, Polygon ZK EVM. So It's a number of factors that make me feel very, very confident in the future of this platform. Above and beyond the fact that these are smart contracts installed on a public blockchain.
Because of the roadmap and the team.
Yeah, in a nutshell, the roadmap and the team.
Yeah, I 100% agree, and I don't say good things just for kicks. Okay, the team here is the best in DeFi. Okay, I'm not saying it just to flatter. Other people, I will say now, other people, including here, flatter because they want to be goody-goody. I'm not that person. I'm saying good things because Atlas and the team is exquisite and the vision is phenomenal. But just too lofty for execution, need to bite size down. Just need to bite size in my view, in my humble view. What do I know? And get the utility as fast as possible. And we got to do outreach aggressively. And this is maybe my style, different from the brand. But I love the welcoming nature. That's your brand and your style. But I would address negative reputation. It's called reputation management. Somebody tried to diss you, you address it. You address it right away. You squash that. You don't want that to ripple out there.
I think they did that though, right? I mean, there was that YouTuber that posted some erroneous and false information about how transactions were playing out and where the BUSD was going, et cetera, with the ARK contract, right? And there was the team the next day, I think, publishing. Didn't even want to give that YouTuber the time of day, as did I. I didn't want to either, but nonetheless, there they were, addressing that square in the face with
you give
solid
me time of day because investors feel confident about your strength to defend yourself and support the ARK.
Yeah, well, guys,
I think that was a very strong move.
Yeah, look, we've done what we've had to do. But we also understand, and we've talked about this extensively, we measure reactions and we measure where our focus and our time is spent. And it is clear, addressing that situation, that this person is selling their products, some NFT garbage and trash. And there are ruthless people out there that think they're going to look good by trying to make somebody look bad. But when you're lying and the motive is to promote yourself, to promote your own products, I think that falls by the wayside. And we've crossed that bridge a long time ago. And I'd like to remind everyone, we're not going to entertain or keep bringing that up. Again, guys, we're moving forward. We're doing what we have to do. We're building our utility. We have a fantastic program for onboarding with our Zoom presentations, great presenters. I don't think that it is a good thing to sit and analyze and overanalyze and point fingers and go too much into, I think, expanding into little details. It is not time for that. We have a clear roadmap. We have a clear direction. We've got 21 hours, 24 minutes, and what we should be talking about, if I may, is what's coming tomorrow, what's coming ahead, and not go into, I think, narratives and side conversations. We've made our introduction. We've made our points. I think our community is very clear as to what's happening. And guys, we just need to keep focusing and looking forward, not get distracted too much. With that, in the interest of time of our podcast, we're an hour and 36 minutes into it. We always want to keep it within an hour. I do appreciate that we want to understand how to interact with the contract, how things are moving forward, address some of the details, narratives that are happening. I think we addressed it as well. And you've heard from us, and we've heard from you, how everybody is feeling, understanding that we have to rally, not drag our feet. This is the time to take opportunity. And it starts with every single one of us. We know what's happened. We're moving forward. This is the window of time, folks. Justin's, oh, wow, that was, somebody got it quick. I hope it was him. Because, yeah.
Is it bad that I'm excited about the price being low?
No, it is not. Experienced investors understand the power of DCA and seeing this window of opportunity, 130,000 ARK tokens being burned right back into the ARK vault. It is quite a fantastic opportunity, but we're going to continue to see price lower as we're not getting at this point the buys that we need. So we're doing everything we can, and I do agree with NATO. The utility coming out is going to bring so much, I think, attention, a lot of hype with true value behind it, as we're going to go on our AMA tours and we're going to explain to so many people, tell the story of what's happened here, the success that we've seen going almost for 6 months, and we can regain those levels, we're going to overpass those levels. It is all an understanding of all of us rallying together. And if we have to settle for a floor and a new offer to maintain that, then at the worst case scenario, we're going to be able to achieve that. There will be more people coming in. There will be more folks understanding the opportunity. And we're set to do that. But everything has to go in a sequence. And we cannot come and deliver products that are not completed. So last week took a lot of energy. It took a lot of time from the development team getting things out there. But, you know, we're back to it. And I think our minds and our focus, our hearts are in the right place. And we understand that the community is rallying and doing the best they can do. And it's a time for everybody just to look in the mirror and understand, are they doing everything they can? That's all we can ask, but it's up to every single individual. So let's go ahead and see this video that we have for all aboard. I know we're excited about that. Coach Brad, are you there? Actually, no. Today's Coach Brad. Are you there, sir?
Alice, you're getting a little bit of snap, crackle, pop on your mic there.
I'll go ahead and fix it, sir. Thank you.
See, Coach Brad here.
Yes, sir. Sorry, I was just relaying some information to some real life investors that can't be with us at the moment, but they are hounding me.
By the dip, as they say. Is the microphone fixed?
No, it's worse.
It's worse. Okay.
It is, yeah.
All right, I'll leave and come back and see if that fixes it. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Brett, have we had confirmation whether we are going to be able to pre-approve the BUSD?
Yeah, well, you'll be pre-approving ArkFi because that's what you're depositing.
Sorry,
but yes,
I meant the gas fee. Yes,
I don't. Oh, for the gas. The gas will be in BNB, and you'll approve ArkFi to interact with the pre-seed contract. But we will. I don't know exactly when. We'll be able to do the pre-approvals. Alex was just buttoning some things up. We were testing right before the podcast, so I need to circle back to him. But as soon as we get confirmation from him that you can do the pre-approval, we'll announce it, and obviously send something out in Telegram and Discord as well.
Perfect. Excellent. Thank you, sir.
Sure.
All right. Are we ready for all aboard? Microphone okay, Mrs. Toad?
Mike sounds great.
All right. Let's do
and
it.
yes, we are ready for all aboard. We have a fantastic video from, he is fast becoming one of my favorite YouTubers. It's Jashan Vanquish or Jay Vanquish. Absolutely fantastic content. he never misses the beat with everything that he puts out. Is Jashan with us tonight? He's usually always here. Yes, he is indeed. Of course he is. I don't know if you want to talk about this video at all, Jashan, but this is another banger. This video is ARK Finance, the best team in DeFi. You'd think that he was a paid actor at this point, because he's just absolutely in love with ARK, the community, the team. It is great to see. He says in this video, usually he doesn't get involved with the communities. He prefers to be a fly on the wall and just absorb information like a sponge. But he found a home here at ARK, as many of us did. We've got plenty of community members that very interactive, very fond of the podcast. Look, we've got 47 people in here, and it's around about what we have every single night. So I don't want to talk too much about it. It's not the longest video. It's only 9.5 minutes long, but it is absolutely fantastic. One of my favourites that he's done so far, and he's done so many great ones. But great job, sir. Great to see you keep banging out this top-notch, high-quality content, and I'm very much looking forward to the community seeing this video. So I'll play it for you now.
All right, welcome back. Yesterday we had ARK's 200th daily podcast. 200 straight days the team has been there with the community, and we're just over 5 months of the protocol being live. Yesterday the team also released a letter to the community and an ArkFi status update. It highlights the current progress and the future vision of the team. This is a long-term vision with a fantastic roadmap, and we're truly just beginning. If you're in the ARK Vault, you've probably seen this letter or you're aware of it, and I highly encourage you to read it. I'll post the link in the video's description, and during the duration of this video, I'll have the link on the screen. In this video, I want to talk about the ARK Finance team and my experience in ARK. My retrospective, if you will, on the last 200 days. For some time now, I've thought that the ARK team is the best in the space. And over the last week, that view's only been solidified. The team has really rallied around the community. The community's rallied around the team. We've rallied around each other. Questions have been answered, suggestions have been made. The first utility is getting ready to drop. We're gonna have the onboarding solution, or the on-ramp, and we'll have the air card, the virtual debit card. Mass marketing with Zoom's on the precipice. Every core fundamental reason why we joined is still intact. Not only that, but most of those things are further progressed. They are, all of them are. The roadmap pushed forward, pushed further. The future's looking bright. ARK was built over the course of months with input from DeFi leaders and DeFi investors, just like you and me. It isn't one product, but it's a long-term project with a suite of solutions focused on the investor. It's focused on me, it's focused on you, it's focused on providing us a DeFi opportunity to make our lives better. Everything in ARK is built with the investor in mind. The DeFi products, of course, but also the Telegram, the Discord, the daily podcast, even the structure of the daily podcast. With the breathing lessons from Coach on Monday to help us de-stress, the DeFi sessions daily for education, the different daily contests, whether it's the All Aboard or the Spark. Even ARK coaches who are just there waiting. They're waiting to help investors, to help you build out your team. Everything built around you, built around the investor. Now, when you look at my channel, it's all ARK content. And I'm an investor in ARK, so you may say that I'm biased, and I'll tell you right now, you're right, I am biased. We are all biased based on our experiences. And for me, ARK was the first protocol based on my experience where I felt compelled enough to make content. I don't do it for referrals. I don't do it to make money from YouTube. I do it because ARK has fundamentally changed my DeFi outlook. It's changed my financial outlook. It's given me hope that in this space, there is a team out there that truly appreciates and puts investors first. ARK is the example of how every team should be. And I believe what's being built, and I solely with all my heart believe in this team. I think too often we get lured in with these get rich quick or we're going to the moon mantras. We join telegrams or discords, and then we get admonished for asking questions. We can't really interact with the team because everything's gate kept, especially on AMAs. We get frustrated. Sometimes we'll even get banned from some of these groups. And this forces us to rely on information from other groups or from team leaders or from YouTube. And on YouTube, it's really tough to know if you're getting accurate information. You know, for some people, it's their job, it's their lifeblood. They depend on views, right? They'll have catchy thumbnails, clickbait titles, maybe controversial or FUD-inducing commentary because they need the views. And that type of content brings people out of the woodwork. But with ARK and the ARK community, there's no gatekeeping, there's no banning, no questions are being dodged. They're actually encouraged. They want everybody to be there. They want everybody to participate, to engage. It's expected. Because after all, they built the ARK for you. And you as the investor, you're the priority. Now, there are many teams in the DeFi space, and many have good intentions, and there are other great teams. But then there's some malicious teams. All they have is malicious intentions from the get-go. If you're in the space long enough, or even for a short period of time, you know, there's scams, there's rugs. Even yesterday, we had another nasty rug pull. Now, I already mentioned this, but I want to reiterate it because I think it's important. We are all biased based on our experiences. All of us. And I've been in many protocols, so many telegrams, so many discords. I've lost count. I've made money, I've lost money, I've been flat out rugged. I've seen pretty much everything that you can see at this point. And those experiences have shaped my biases. And I can tell you, I've never seen a team like ARK. They're transparent, they're honest, they're committed, they're dedicated with the utmost humility and integrity. And they've built a fantastic ecosystem focused on the investor. Focused on encouraging ROI, but also educating you and helping each investor with their own individual goals, regardless of what those goals are. They're building, they're adding utilities, they're creating educational content. They're really providing something for everyone. Now, on a personal level, I've never liked interacting or talking in chats. That's not my thing. I've always considered myself more of a lurker or a fly on the wall. And in my past experience, I've just been so frustrated with how other protocols treat investors, from ignoring investors or even downright blaming the communities. Now, regardless of whatever protocol I've been in, I've always tried to be a sponge. I want to absorb everything I can about my investments. The same's true for ARK, and I came to the ARK podcast for alpha. And what I got was a second family, a community. I was welcomed, I was encouraged. I was shown what a DeFi community can be and what all DeFi communities should strive to be. And that's because of the ARK team and the environment that they've built. It truly is the gold standard. It's a place where everyone is welcome, where everybody knows my name, the team knows my name. We're all addressed with respect and humility. Our questions are answered. Questions about ARK, questions about DeFi, the current economic conditions, questions about life in general. Now, like I said before, yesterday we had the 200th podcast. The community and the team coming together, talking, joking, learning. I can't say enough about it. And to boot, we gave away $1,500 with the I Love ARK contest. Multiple winners. Every day we give away money, 50 or 100 BUSD through the All Aboard. Then we have the Spark reward, all rewarding the investors. We had a recent coordinated sell-off. The team didn't panic. They were cool, calm, and collected because nothing's changed. The roadmap's clear, the vision's clear, and the team was honest, empathetic. They embraced the community. And if you aren't in the Telegram or Discord, I highly encourage you to jump in. Join the podcast and get involved in this community. You deserve to be part of a community led by a team that truly values you. And this is that community. This is the place, like I said, where everybody knows your name, and they are always glad you came. Now, the true character of someone is revealed when they're faced with adversity. And the ARK team has rose to the occasion. Steadfast and unwavering, they are setting the example and raising the bar. Now we have the new privacy network. It's on the way, ArkNet. And then once again, the team's doubled down on the focus of the investor. Every investor will get first dibs at the ArkNet pre-seed sale with a fantastic rate and a guaranteed 5x. This opportunity isn't going to some venture capitalist. It's not some special secret seed round or super whitelist getting dibs. Nope. It's the ARK investors. Because here it's the investors put first. Now I want to encourage you to do your due diligence. But I also want to say this. Don't get sucked into FUD or catfished by clickbait. Come to the source. Come to the ARK Telegram. Experience the ARK community firsthand. Then make your own decision. I'm Jay Vanquish, and that's how I play the ARK. ARK for the win.
Well, it was good to see that the bot didn't keep the end of the video off there.
Maybe Sergio fixed it. I was expecting it to cut off.
Yeah, it didn't. That was great. What a fantastic video from Mr. Vanquish. I mean, very flattering and all true. So, just presenting the facts. And, it is very flattering because the work that's gone into this and, not just from the team, but from the community, all the advisors, everybody involved, it really has become the place to be, And I think that there's I think he stole a line out of a very old TV show there called Cheers, the place to go where everybody knows your name. That was their slogan. But it's so true, How many times have we heard Atlas go through the chat and welcome everybody by name? And you just don't see these things in DeFi, guys, in crypto. A lot of you will know from your own life experience that a lot of bosses in the real world don't even know your name because you just don't interact with them. So very different place, the ARK, setting the standards. And I think everybody will agree it's a great place to be, very enjoyable. So great stuff, Mr. Vanquish. Love your videos. Keep them coming, sir.
Yeah, I don't have much to say. I think the video said it all. I appreciate you playing the video. Just again, the all aboard isn't just another example, because I may create something, but I'm an investor, but it's just giving back to the investor again. And then even the back and forth commentary, regardless of which side or view you take, just the fact that we can have that commentary on a daily basis, that's it. That's the thing, you don't see that other places. And regardless of the price action, regardless of the product, it's just, I wish there was more communities that were led this way and more teams that understood that they're building a product and why they're building the product to begin with. And, 100 times over, I can't say it enough. That's here in this community, and it's clear that the team understands that. And there's a roadmap and there's a vision. And I'm happy to be here, and I can't wait to see, where we go.
Vanquish, that was amazing.
Well said.
Deshaun, I'd like to share some of my stage flowers with you. Seriously, that video was so awesome. Made me feel like so proud to be a part of this community that you described, and you just nailed it. It was awesome.
The man is on fire, expressing himself, and I like how transparent Jashawn always speaks from the heart, and he has, so many reasons why he loves ARK and why he's involved and sees the bigger picture, and that's the determination it takes as an investor when you're looking long term and you're able to find all of the great details, all the things that fit with your, with your integrity, with your morals. and a place where we've created an environment. It's great that he pointed out where we are all together on the same boat, and we're understand that we're here for a long journey, and we do it in I think in a way that's empathetic and understanding, and keeping the whole ship right, calm, cool, and collected, very respectful, and a great place to be. I mean, we always say it, there's no better place to be. We understand that. We understand that leaders are coming, they're getting on board, small investors, large investors, and the community through time has had massive growth. We know not everybody is here present on the podcast, but they're listening to it. A lot of folks listen to this. The great videos that are happening every week from the Crypto Badgers, the great articles that are coming forth. There's so much content here from these folks from their own experience that I think there's no better marketing than these testimonials and the passion that folks have. And just Sean just takes it to a whole other level of professionalism and really connecting and conveying his point of view in a transparent manner. And it's very powerful. We absolutely love you. Thank you, brother, for the appreciation and for your unwavering commitment and loyalty to the vision, what's happening here. Thank you. Anyone else wants to comment?
Yeah, that comment, Atlas. Deshaun always has a way with words, and I think he expressed how most of us feel about ARK. And sometimes we did take for granted the 571 because it was plain sailing. But sometimes we also take for granted what the team's doing. There's no other DeFi project out there that we can turn up every day and speak with the CEO, speak with you guys, air differences or ask questions that we need to be asked. So sometimes we think we take for granted the team that does show up every day. So I just want to say I appreciate you guys turning up every day because it brings security and stuff for me. So it does. So that's just all I want to say.
Thank you, Fergie. And you've been another very passionate, smiling, positive, seeing the big picture and understanding, having the experience in crypto that there are times where, projects, have an inflection point that creates an opportunity for so many that have been through it before, and understanding these contracts, thinking every single day that we're not getting what we're used to. Okay, that's a fact. We're not going to ignore or deny that.
You've done Matrix, sir.
Is it microphone or Matrix?
It is microphone.
Okay, thank you. I'll go try to fix that right now. Anybody else wants to comment? Any better,
you're
folks?
in the Matrix, Captain.
Any better?
Yes, better now.
Okay. Got to figure out how we can prevent this from happening so often. It is software based. What we use, we might need to fix that with a hardware solution. But let's go ahead and do the wheel of the toad. Are you ready, Missile Toad?
Oh yeah. Let me pull it up.
Born ready.
Always. All right. There we are. Welcome everybody to the daily All Aboard giveaway we have every single day here live at the daily podcast. If you're new here, you're wondering what this wheel is, never seen it before, every single day right after the podcast, we drop a new sweep widget link, and all you'll need to do to participate in these giveaways is click on that new link. You can find it in the main chat, pinned to the main chat, in the announcements channel, in the contest and giveaway topic. And if you can't find it, just ask in chat and we'll definitely repost it. But all you need to do to be entered is click on that link, enter in through all the tasks. It's going to range from liking and commenting some YouTube videos, clapping up some Medium articles, retweeting some Twitter links, or even just going to a website. And once you do all of those tasks there, your name will pop up on this lovely wheel right here. And we're basically going to spin it every single day. And if your name lands on the lucky wheel, you're going to win $50 to $100 worth of BUSD. And how we determine that prize is if there's more than 50 people in the podcast, which there is today, then we will boost it up to the $100 worth of BUSD. And we do this every single day. So make sure to do it when you wake up with your coffee or while you're allocating before you go to sleep, and get your name on that lovely wheel right here for your chance to win some free money. It really helps the content creators like Jashawn, Crypto Fergie, all the ARK YouTubers. It really helps them. Even the Medium articles really helps push all the algorithm. So please get involved. And without further ado, let's give away some money.
All right, my friend, on the count of 3, 2, 1, let's spin that wheel.
Congratulations, Olar Demas. You've won $100 worth of BUSD. And that is person that enters every single day. So thank you so much for participating. You definitely deserve it.
All right. Great work there, Mr. Toad. Thank you very much, brother. And I believe it is time now. Let's unleash the beast, the Sparky. This is your time to call for Sparky. If you want to do so, we wish all of you luck today. Without further ado, let's make it happen. Can you see the screen, Mr. Toad?
Yes, I can. We see
All right.
the studio screen.
Yes, sir. We're going to get right to it.
Alice, we don't hear any tunes if there's supposed to be some nice music playing.
It's coming right now. And there it is, folks. We have our winner for today. The Spark Prize winner, their wallet ends in 8848. They've won 710.97 ARK, and that's a street value, folks, of $1,559.53. They are a first-time winner. Immediately, instantly going right now into Nitro mode, 2%, all the way to the top of the gauge. And I know we've been spoiled that, this amount of ARK at our $5.71, 72, range has been massive. But if you take a second and you realize that they just won $1,559, it is absolutely fantastic. Our MVP, shout out to the MVP, rallying, bringing the buys in. They've won 79 ARK. That's $173.26. Congratulations to you as well. You've earned it. This is not about luck. This is about being active and rallying those buys. So I think more than any other time, this is where the MVPs are extremely valuable. And for everyone else on that list that is also rallying, we want to thank you also as you've put the work in. You weren't a top winner, but you're a winner in helping everyone here on the ARK. So thank you. Thank you so much. Now let's turn it over to our very own crypto DeFi expert, the one and only Mr. Z. Hope you're doing well. You got the alpha for us. I had a bunch of fantastic DeFi sessions. The past couple of weeks been really amazing.
Yeah, I can tell by the DMs. Like, I'll do a DeFi session and then I'll have 7 inquiries straight after. Yeah, no, it's never a boring day in DeFi, and even today, big news. Let's go show.
It's great. Our best place to come and get. There's so much information out there. It's hard to, I think, for any person to digest, but to have you go through everything and pinpoint what's important to everyone here, the investor community, I think it's an absolute success. And thank you always for being here and bringing us this knowledge. It's very important.
Absolutely. There is a bunch of information out there, man. Fortunately, anything I sort of talk about or discuss, guys, you can find it in DeFi links, and all the information's there. Just like yesterday, we talked about Base mainnet, Coinbase's Oracle. That's going to be coming out soon. So, their paths to mainnet. I post every single thing within DeFi links, and if there's anything linked to airdrops, you can find them in the airdrop section just above. And I can see some people are starting to become new members on airdrop army, so we'll keep that posted for sure. But yeah, let's get to the news to start with, because it's been an eventful day. There's 3 different news that come in. So the first thing I want to touch into is AnySwap. I'm sure a few of you use AnySwap as a bridge, and it's one of those. It's a famous bridge. It's something that is reliable, hasn't been through hacks, and it's just sad to see that it's going through what it is right now. So I'm gonna kind of read through this here. So it reads out: panic over $1.5 billion DeFi bridge, multi-chain shifts to Phantom. Multichain has issued 35% of Phantom's assets, including 80% of its total stablecoin market cap, according to research. So the crisis continues for blockchain bridge Multichain. Multichain is the company behind AnySwap. So the rumors have been swirling since yesterday morning that the Chinese authorities arrested Multichain's team members, and that law enforcement now has control of a wallet containing upwards of $1.6 billion, according to several things. So whether the arrest happened or why remains unclear. Although it has forced the companies to act, Binance has stepped in, to address the situation, suspending withdrawals for several of the bridge's tokens. The world's largest crypto exchange said it will await clarity from the multi-chain team. So multi-chain, known as AnySwap, before it suffered an 8 million exploit in 2021, is one of the largest blockchain bridges in crypto. Facilitating the exchange of tokens across multiple networks, it allows for ecosystems such as Binance Chain, Avalanche, Polygon, and Ethereum to interact with one another. As of this writing, it has $1.5 billion total. Yeah, so it's one of those things that sort of I look at when I look into chain analysis. When I go to like something like DeFi Llama, it's always it's always up there. It's always up there, and it has a bunch of liquidity. It's one of the it is in fact it is the biggest bridge in DeFi. And for them to basically go through what they're going through right now is pretty stressful. So this has a big link with Phantom. So if you guys know about Phantom Network, Phantom has, I think, 35% of its assets issued by multi-chain. So now Phantom, a smart contract supporting blockchain powered by its native FTM token, has become one area for concern. 35% of its assets are issued by multi-chain, including 80% of its total stablecoin market cap. The Phantom Foundation. So Andre Cronje, the guy behind Yearn Finance, and he's one of the big advisors and directors of Phantom. Andre Cronje told the block that the team withdrew 2.4 million worth of multi-tokens from SushiSwap yesterday, because no point to LP at times of uncertainty. So that's the word from like one of the big leaders of Phantom. But let me just read this out here. So rumors about possible arrests in Shanghai yesterday prompted 520% spike in daily bridged volume, but deposits exceeded withdrawals by $18 billion. Igna wrote, citing DeFi Llama data, although some of the on-chain data shows some much outflow of capital, the multi-chain crisis has caused alarms amongst investors. So this is a quote from Dovi Wan from a venture capitalist. It's sad but true that in mainland China, there is ongoing action against any local operating crypto projects, including infra, DeFi beyond just wallets or mining. Any local government can go after any crypto project they deem rich or have sizable funds under custody. Now I wait for just like the article says, we wait for Vitalik Buterin. This is big. What do you think, Atlas?
This is horrible. You would think that understanding the government and the control in China, that these folks would at a bare minimum be over in Hong Kong, or out of even Hong Kong, and be in a safer place like Switzerland or Malta, Dubai, not so exposed. When you have that type of capital and you're operating at that level, you can't trust the China government. I've lived there, I've done business there, and you always understand that your rights, your human rights, your business rights are secondary to the agenda of the Chinese Communist Party.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Normally I don't read an article from from start to finish, but this thing deserves all the coverage it can get, because like AnySwap is one of the biggest. If we talk about sort of DeFi Llama, right, and we look into DeFi and how much total value has been locked. So we know when it comes to staking, we got Lido, MakerDAO, Aave, right, and they've and then you have Uniswap, one of the biggest dexes in the world at 4.11 billion. Then you have things like JustLend and Convict Finance that work in sort of lending, borrowing, synthetics. But when it comes to bridging, AnySwap is up there when it comes to total value locked. And to see them go through what they're going, that's 1.5 billion potential away from DeFi. But as the article says, the story is still developing. We haven't heard from the multi-chain team yet. But to have Andre Coronier make comments and say they took out liquidity from Phantom because of the uncertainty, that's what got me worried. Yeah, that part got me worried, man.
Now, it's great. I see some very positive in this article about CZ stepping up and blocking transactions because they understand that the CPP has taken control of those wallets, right? Of the 1.5B. Do you think there's much he can do? I mean, is a lot of this on the Binance chain that he's able to block it from the
Yeah, I mean, thing is, it's I think it's 5% of liquidity that he blocked, so it's not the biggest, but he has been assertive with it. He's blocked like I think there was 5 tokens that came from multi-chain, and he's blocked all of them. So he's secured his side of things. So yeah, so like you can read here. So Binance has stepped in to address this situation, suspended withdrawals for several of the bridge tokens. Yeah, they're 5 total tokens. The world's largest crypto exchange said it will await clarity from the multi-chain team. So I think we all wait clarity. There's not been one statement out from the team. So we'll be covering this. This is going to be one of those things. It's like Harmony hack, and this is just like a hack. When a government seizes your assets, and the issue is like people are the biggest assets a company has, more than office, more than decor, more than all that, and clouds. It's the people that sort of think outside the box, and the AnySwap team honestly created one of the best bridges in DeFi. I mean, DeFi like bridges are known for exploits. Every single sort of mainnet that's launched a bridge, the big ones like Harmony, got hacked. But AnySwap are one of them that just been through one exploit, and then once they went through that exploit, like you learn about a team when they're like basically in trouble, right, or at a stage of a pullback. And we learned from that team that not just do they want to take over, like the time they had the exploit, they were only on 3 different mainnets. They were on Binance Smart Chain, on Solana, and I think AVAX. But now they cover about 20 different chains. So it gives you a little integrity of like what the team is all about, even in hard times. So yeah, we'll keep you guys posted on this thing more, because it is a time of concern. One of the biggest bridges in DeFi gets taken that way. It's horrible.
And I'd like to make a request to, now that we've tapped into this whole thing of the governments and seizures, I want to give you a task to dive deep into MiCA in Europe. And I'd like to create a special DeFi sessions here where we understand what they're doing and look at the positives, because see, they've done something which all Americans are wishing the American government would do.
Oh yeah.
Gary Gensler's showing up and he doesn't have any answers. There's no clarity. At least they have stepped up and created the clarity. What you have to do, what you cannot do. They're staying away from DeFi. They're going more for, the exchanges. They want their KYC. There's a $200 million per day limit on stables. I mean, we can cry all we want about it, but at least we understand the rules of the game. And I find that to be extremely positive, because that's the way it should be. I mean, we can't be completely understanding and renegade. That's why American policy is going after these fiat ramps and banks. We're seeing this happen, and you're having a clarity. So we'd like to have you do some research and bring in some facts. There's statements of, having a business plan, having a white paper, having attorneys look over the white paper. I mean, this is all kicking in 2024, but I think we should all educate ourselves and not look at it completely from a negative perspective. On the contrary, clarity is needed. Play within the boundaries and do the best you can. And us being in DeFi, I think we have to understand what's happening.
Yeah, so I'll post this article, but this one quote I really liked from Maria Jose Escribano, like she's one of the members of the European Parliament, and this is what she said, right? She goes, MICA leaves several components of the digital asset world outside its scope. So as in, we don't regulate that part. That part is decentralized. DeFi is one of them, but also non-fungible tokens, security tokens, and even crypto asset finance. All these variable either already have their own regulation in accordance with their nature, as in the case of security tokens, or they have such specific features that legislators need to carry out further analysis to configure a regulatory framework that suitably addresses the risk. MICA is undeniably a forward stride towards strong consumer protection while minimizing the risks these markets are likely to pose to financial stability. So, like, indirectly, they're basically saying, we're giving this thing time to grow. We don't know what it is. Like, this is a beginning. It's given birth to something, and for us to like regulate it to the core the way the SEC are trying to do it, for example, is basically burning bridges, and basically, like, DeFi has its own sort of liquidity. Like, you cannot like call it a security in any way or form because it's not an order book model. It's a liquidity pool. So MICA, like, since MICA came out, we've actually seen a bunch of VCs turn up in Europe, and we've seen big banks actually create VCs as well and invest into the right utility projects. So Europe has in fact like grown, I think 3x in the last month or so since MICA. So we'll cover this in much more detail. Like I want to work on these three layers here. So like asset reference tokens, electronic money tokens, and crypto assets that are not considered art or EMTs. So this is pretty positive for Europe.
Hey Z, can you hear me, Z?
Yeah, I can. How you doing, Realtor?
Yeah, good, bud. Hey, so another candidate for the presidency had came out and is speaking some crypto language. Did you hear about it?
DeSantis, dude.
Yeah, he's fake. He preached to the public, and he's to Elon Musk, and said, "Hey, look, pledging to protect the cryptocurrency from the administration." That's what he said, and he said if he becomes president, he's going to make sure Bitcoin stays.
Dude, I was trying to get on that Twitter thing, and it just kept crashing. So was he able to continue that Twitter speech, or am I missing something? So he did. He
did finish the speech. I didn't hear it on Twitter. I just caught the tail end of it when it was advertised after the speech was over with. But I mean, it was very promising, and he certainly is doesn't want to do all the regulation that the current administration is doing and all the taxes for the miners. And he said that's not going to happen under his administration. And he likes Bitcoin, and he wants it to stick around. He sees more of it coming, so he's all in for it. So, which I'm sure he's getting some good points on that.
Yeah, no, for Florida, he's been freaking awesome, man. I don't want to swear here, but like he's been awesome for Florida, man. Like he's very straight to the point, and he's banned CBDCs. Like that's positive for crypto. So it means that he understands what control means for the environment of DeFi. So yeah, but as I said, I'm gonna watch that, and then I'll have my opinion on that really soon, because yeah, dude, crypto is gonna be like I've mentioned it a few times now in the last couple of weeks. Crypto is gonna be part of the presidential elections, on the debates. It's gonna be part of all these different discussions because we are trying to get into the digital dollar. We're trying to get into the digital currency in a mainstream way. So yeah, it's going to be a big part of the elections, and I think it's going to be a big swing for adoption as well next year when the elections conclude. So yeah, we'll touch into like I want to see all his statements. I need to proofread it until I make a comment. So we'll cover that for sure. I have 2 more articles if you guys don't mind. Do I have 10 minutes left? Do I have a bit more time, Atlas?
Absolutely, sir. Go right ahead.
Okay. The next thing I want to cover is Bitpanda. So we talked about, like, this week has been really good for Coinbase, man. because Coinbase has made partnerships, has given its roadmap for the base protocol for its DeFi sort of mainnet, and now it's collaborating with Bitpanda. So Bitpanda secures licensing agreement with Coinbase as part of strategic partnership. As part of the collaboration, Bitpanda will incorporate Coinbase Exchange into its rosters of authority liquidity providers. Bitpanda is quite huge. I'm looking forward to what they have going forward, and it's good for both sides of this thing. So this strategic partnership will allow Coinbase to provide its institutional clients out. So I think, was it Realtor? Who was it who was talking about companies moving out to the US, right? This is big evidence of how Coinbase is doing it, right? So this strategic partnership will allow Coinbase to provide its institutional clients outside the US with a fully regulated trading infrastructure. Additionally, as part of the agreement, Bitpanda will integrate Coinbase Exchange into its network of approved liquidity providers. This grants institutions the ability to leverage Bitpanda's regulatory license and KYC as a service to streamline their entry into the European market, right? We talked about MiCA, and now we talk about the European market, how to enter the European market. You partner with Bitpanda while maintaining their own brand identity. So this is what Eric Dima had to say. He's the founder of Bitpanda. He said, from today, Bitpanda, Global, and Coinbase are going to be partners. This deal was based around our shared vision for the future of digital assets and our shared values of trust, transparency, and security. Exactly the type of collaboration our industry needs more of. And then he tags Brian Armstrong, the CEO of Coinbase. Yeah, positive. Really, really positive. I want to see more companies do this. So that covers all the DeFi sort of scenarios. If you guys want to read into this more, or the tweet, I've posted that into DeFi links. And the last thing I want to touch is AI. We've had ChatGPT raise billions of dollars and release their beta products and release ChatGPT 4. We've had Bard come out of the corner and really take up. I think right now Bard is the best AI. Like, unless Catalyst thinks differently to me, I think Bard is the best AI.
I
Am
agree.
I right?
I've been doing some A/B testing between the two, and Bard is much more accurate and makes much fewer mistakes than ChatGPT.
Absolutely. I've used both of them extensively. When I get curious about something, like I don't ask it just a few questions and career advice. I ask it like the sort of center of reality and God particles. I'm asking it like 100 of questions. Anything that comes into mind in curiosity, I go straight to Bard. Bard, what do you think of this? Bard, tell me this action plan. So I've been using it extensively, and I find it accurate. So now we have a third player in the game, Meta. So Meta's new megabyte system solves one of the biggest roadblocks of ChatGPT. This is why ChatGPT takes a while. I just realized this, and look how you can say, I don't know if any of you sort of study cryptography, but check this out, right? So ChatGPT uses cryptography to basically run its you can say translation of a bunch of this data, right? So basically, Meta AI recently published preprint research showing off a radical new megabyte framework for building generative pre-trained transformer GPT systems. Dubbed promising by OpenAI's Andre Karpathy, former director of artificial intelligence at Tesla, the new architecture is designed to process large volumes of data. So currently, ChatGPT and we can also say Bard goes through the information loop. It's a sort of text and HTML files that it goes through and sort of organizes it and puts a sort of prerequisite to that. But what Meta's AI is going to be able to do is absorb images, novels, and videos without the use of process known as tokenization. So tokenization is like equivalent to our proof of work, basically. And what we're seeing is Meta's AI is passing that sort of frequency. So tokenization is a lossy process that's comparable to file compression. To process large amounts of data, GPT models convert bytes to tokens. The tokens are then processed by the transformer and used to generate output tokens, which are then decoded. The tokenization process allows an AI system to process larger strings of data as numbers. The words "my favorite color is red" is processed by OpenAI ChatGPT, for example, which converts the token string from this for processing to that, right? So yeah, tokenization is like our equivalent of like proof of work. It slows down a bunch of you can say data and input, and what Meta have sort of realized is they are able to move it much faster with their megabyte framework. So this is something I'm going to touch on more and more in the sessions, because I think this is important. But yeah, that's the newest. Meta might have a lead on Google's Bard and ChatGPT in the next few weeks. So we'll see what Megabytes has to offer there. I find it really interesting that when AI started to jump in, right? We have seen not just like ChatGPT release its model, but we've seen Google release its sort of Bard. We've seen Amazon talk about its AI model. We've seen every single social media, even Snapchat, have an AI feature. And it's it's an industry I think that's been worked on for the past 3 to 4 years, and now we're starting to see the alphas and betas of these Metas and Googles and stuff. So yeah, that covers. I had another article about the recession that's been. So Germany just announced it's going through a recession, and it's been hitting the stock market. It's been hitting crypto a little bit. This is why you're seeing the pullback as well, because Germany is one of the biggest economies in the world, and so this is interesting. So basically, a recession is when you have 2 quarters in the year in a downturn. So the first quarter and the second quarter. When you have 2 successive quarters, a recession is generally identified, right? And yeah, so this is something that's hitting fintech, it's hitting crypto, it's hitting other things, and also in America you had a bit of economic data. I think it was unemployment claims today, and unemployment claims have been below 249. Yeah, so it's been an eventful week, but the Germany thing is quite big because. I think the top 15 companies, production companies of cars, you can say commerce, and a bunch of different niches are part of the DAX, the German index, and for that to take 2 quarters of a battering, so Adidas, BMW, Daimler, the company behind Mercedes, all these companies have had 2 bad quarters this year. And we're seeing it hit the crypto market as well. So yeah, I think we're in a global recession, and when Germany, the biggest output in production, is having 2 bad quarters, it's going to have a trickle effect throughout the different nations. Yeah, so that covers
and that's just the beginning of it, my friend.
Yeah,
you know it's just getting started. I think the next 2 years for Germany are going to be really, really difficult. They're manufacturing, they're net exporter of pharmaceuticals. That's all plugged into the natural gas infrastructure, that cheap energy coming from Russia. So that's offline. That's a huge issue. And it's not getting any better. Yeah, that's one of them right there, BASF, my friend. down the drain. I mean, down the drain. They're not able to power up. They're rationing the electricity, so they're not able to produce. You're looking at, Continental, BMW. Where does the energy come to power these factories? So they're looking at LNG, bringing imports of LNG, Qatar. They don't have the infrastructure to take LNG, liquefied natural gas. It's a whole different system than having your pipeline coming directly from Russia. And that's where a lot of this really got started. There were over $11 billion invested by Russia to connect Nord Stream 2, completed, ready to go. But powers that be did not want that to turn on. I mean, it was a fantastic project. And I mean, they blew it up now. So, even looking at, imports from America, you don't even have the amount of LNG ships. If you look at some pictures of LNG ships, they'll show you they've got these like bubble sort of tanks to ship that around. But you not only need the ships, you need the infrastructure to unload it, and then you got to really convert it. Yeah, those are the ships. Convert that from the liquid natural gas over to the gas that they're used to. So this is not going to be resolved anytime soon. And even if they got the infrastructure in place, you're looking at paying 6 times the price of that cheap gas they were enjoying for so long.
Yeah.
Heinous deposit.
We've seen like when Nord Stream was taken down, like we've seen, I do market caps on all these stocks, right? Because I trade the index. So when I started to see Nord Stream sort of kick in, I was looking at like, let's say 1% down of Bayer or like 1.5% down at Daimler. And I was thinking like, could this really be like connected to Nord Stream? And I was right. It was connected in a major way, because all these factories and all these distributions worked on Russian gas for the past, you can say 2 decades. 2 decades, man. It's been sort of Russia giving cheap gas, and that's what's been working the factory. So now we're seeing a depreciation there. And recession has hit Germany, and we've linked it to all these different modules in companies.
And it's the only real strong economy of Europe. I mean, they are it. They are the heart. They are the machine.
They are
of
the
Europe,
euro.
and they're the bailout. They
the
are the
bailouts.
bailout for Greece and Spain and all the other countries that are dragging their feet, as they say. So this is having a real impact, and playing into the whole deglobalization situation that we're all going to have to learn to face. This is all breaking down. Hate to say it, but it's staring us right in the face.
More reasons to be in DeFi and keep things custodial, because like this is gonna have a trickle effect. It's gonna have a trickle effect. Just like we show charts and we're like, this is where Bitcoin price realistically would touch. Now we're like, unfortunately, we're announcing that the recession has started, guys, and you have to start preparing for multiple sources of income. You have to make sure your assets are in a custodial wallet that are protected, and hopefully ARK can provide those frequencies to keep your investments safer and be able to hedge against things like this, right? This is our stock market. This is our industries, right? Alliance, Airbus, Bayer. Like we're not just touching the automobile industry. We're touching hotel industry. We're touching financial services like Deutsche Bank. All these companies are also enlisted in the U.S. on things like the Nasdaq. So it's like if one catches the fever, everyone catches the fever. And
the first thing that they do and they have to do is layoffs, right?
Oh yeah. Oh man.
Shrink your workforce. You got to go with what you have and turn production line off. And it's dire straits for a lot of folks, for a lot of people.
Man, two things, like that happened in Germany the last like 3 years that still shock me. So Nord Stream is one thing that we've discussed thoroughly, but the other one is getting rid of nuclear power. Why would you do that? Like, why? Something that's feasible. France never got rid of its nuclear power. There's a bunch of nuclear entities around the world that still use that, and they got rid of it, man. They got rid of it. And even Musk mentioned that he's like, he doesn't understand how Germany got rid of it. So then what happened? Then they're dependent on Russian influx, and now I wonder what they're going to be working with. Like you cannot go to oil when you touch gas. It's like going back to going back to horses basically from the automobile, I think. So yeah, we'll be covering this a lot. I think this is just the start to the domino effect.
They have some options. They have great capacity for wind in the south of the country. However, they have not upgraded, invested into the infrastructure of their distribution system. The grid is just look at America. You're having great losses. China has upgraded quite a lot of their grids. So, bringing that energy coming through from the windmills they could really, finance a solution, but how do you get it there in an effective way where you're not having so much losses, thousands of kilometers, right? So that is an issue. And, solar, it's not a complete, solution for everything. They do not have a lot of great solar radiation throughout the whole year.
Past 3 years has been
absolutely.
Small business.
Coach Roberto, you want to say something? You want to say something?
Yeah, if there's somebody that's going to figure it out, are the Germans. Believe me.
That's true. Hey, that's right. I mean, best engineers in the world. That's a positive point. You're very right, but I think there's going to be some pain, at least for the next 2 years, till they find their solutions. But they don't ever bet against them, ever.
Alice, I don't know if you did anything there, but you just got a little bit of snap crackle pop.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird. I don't know why it's happening. And when I reset the software, it fixes. Let me do it again.
Yeah.
来关注加密货币交易的最新消息。香港证监会今天宣布，香港
Does anyone here understand Mandarin?
准备工作基本
I don't know. Maybe Hiami and Co. I don't know if she's here with us. Is it better now? The crackle.
Yeah, it's much better.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Toad. Hiami and Co. There she is.
Yeah.
Hi. I understand Japanese, but I don't understand Mandarin.
Yeah, the reason I'm saying
My
that
apologies.
Is so China's state-affiliated media company CCTV aired a video about cryptocurrency on May the 24th that garnered a lot of attention on crypto Twitter. Binance CEO CZ called it a big deal and claimed that historical coverage like this led to the bull run. So I want to, if anyone can translate this for me, I want to see what this minute-long advertisement's about. Look at that. Buy Bitcoin. Hong Kong.
必须向香港证监会申领牌照。目前已经在香港运营的虚拟资产交易平台，需要在6月1号之后的9个月内提出申请，得到批准方可继续在港运营。
I really have no idea. I'm so lost. Univan speaks Korean. Maybe Baiji dips. He's spent some time over there.
Oh, that's funny. But yeah, I just like to say, I want to conclude the DeFi sessions now. I think I'm going over my time.
You did great. Can you hear me okay? I switched microphones.
Yeah,
Catalyst, did you understand it?
Z,
Yeah.
No, but Bard probably does. Run it through Bard, Z.
Bard
Let's
translate
go.
this to me.
Hey, let's try to do that. But let's conclude here the recording of the podcast. We've gone way long today. Apologies to the folks that listen to the recording. We know it is difficult to go through everything, but we hope you found it educational as well as entertaining. We want to thank all of the guests today. We want to give a great round of applause to the MVP, to the Spark winner, to the winner also of the All Aboard 100 BUSD, $100 in crypto, getting that stable. We will be back tomorrow at 3 p.m. EST, 7 p.m. UTC for the launch of the pre-sale. We're going to be giving you more information, folks, on how to get in front of the approval of your wallets to the contract so that you're ready to go and you don't have to go ahead and do so right at the launch. So please stay tuned for that. Thank you all for your patience, for all of your unwavering support. The team appreciates it. We are working hard. We're more motivated now than I think ever with so much coming online. So thank you very much. Please take care of each other. Be good to yourselves, and we'll see you tomorrow.